From the SPFL, we've got the playoffs as well, and as we're the new home of the Champions League and the Europa League, it means that this season is going to be very busy indeed. And we kick things off in style here in Edinburgh. We're at Tynecastle to see Hearts return to the top flight. This place is packed full of anticipation, with over 14,000 season tickets already sold. Gorgie will be rocking throughout the campaign. It's good to have the Jambos back. Their first test though was tough. St Johnstone are the visitors, a mainstay in the top six these last few years. On Flag Day here, it's Hearts v the Saints, and kick-off is 12:30. It is going to be very lively here indeed today. We're going to try and keep things lively throughout the whole season as well, with plenty of people to talk to, plenty of strong opinions as well. These men are charged with that today. Paul Hartley's here, the man of the moment. What a start for his Dundee team yesterday. Stephen Craigan and Chris Sutton are going to be part of the team as well this season. But 4-0 on opening day.
Yeah, great start to the season. You just want points on the board as early as you can, but the performance was perfect yesterday. From start to finish we dominated the game, and I was delighted with the players.
We'll look at all those goals shortly, but today it's really all about the Jambos. It's a fantastic day for all their supporters, and you, having played here on some of the biggest occasions before, I guess you can sense the enthusiasm again, can you?
Yeah, and they're back in the Premiership where they want to be. A full house here, and it's a terrific atmosphere, and the crowd will get right behind them, but they're playing a very good St Johnstone team today.
How much better do you think this top flight is, Chris, with Hearts back in it?
Well, quite simply, it's a much better league this season. They were scintillating last season, swatted aside the likes of Hibs and Rangers. I know you actually said earlier that you fancied Hearts would win the league, but nobody heard you say that. So, but big season for them. But as Paul quite rightly says, St Johnstone is a tough test for them today.
I did indeed say that only last season. They've signed lots of new players, Hearts, and I guess all the fans are just desperate to know how they're all going to settle in. A few playing today, 3 new signings in the team.
Well, that's what the fans like about the close season. Players come in from nowhere. Sometimes it's a new style of play. But for Robbie, it's probably just continuing what he set up. I know he's standing behind us ready to talk to us, but he'll just want to continue the good work. His team have set a standard. They have to try and maintain it. Can they maintain it at the higher levels? That's a big question for me.
We're going to find out. Let's bring Robbie in now. Good to see you again. Thank you very much for joining us ahead of the game. Can you just sense the desire in the dressing room from the players before they went out to warm up on this big day?
Yeah, it's going to be a great atmosphere here today, but it's important to get 3 points. That's the most important thing for us. We're trying to put the atmosphere to the side and all the rigmarole before it with the flag. Great for the fans, great for the club, but as players and staff, we just want to win the game.
And I know you had a cup game just a few days ago, but this feels a little bit different today, back in the Premiership.
Yeah, this is what we've been gearing up for all pre-season. To get back here and play in a league and try and do well and pick up 3 points. It's been a tough game against a really strong St Johnstone team, but we're hopeful we can do enough to get the 3 points.
You made a few signings during the summer as well, 3 of which are straight into your team today. But as we kick things off, do you feel that it's business well done? You've done the business you wanted to do?
Yeah, I'm really pleased with the players we've got in. They've definitely raised the standard of the club. Good characters, but first and foremost good players. So I think today we'll see them. They're not quite 100% fit yet, with a few niggly injuries at pre-season, but they should be good enough to get us the 3 points.
Augustin in the team today, Igor Rossi as well, and Wanma up top, as you said. Maybe a little bit of risk playing them all in if they're not 100%, but they'll be raring to go, won't they?
Yeah, they're desperate to play. We were gearing up for the St Johnstone game right from the start of the season. We used the pre-season games as a build-up with a couple of injuries. We had to rest them, but we could have probably played them Thursday night against Arbroath, but I decided to leave them to make sure they're ready for this one.
And a tough test, I guess you're expecting. St Johnstone, who they know all about the top flight, they've done well in it the last few years.
Yeah, they're a really good team. Qualified for Europe the last 3 occasions, won the Scottish Cup, a lot of experienced players. So Tommy Wright, an experienced manager as well, coming here, they'll be looking to stifle us, try to turn the atmosphere on us. So it's up to us to try and win the game.
I'll let you get back to all your pre-game preparations. All the very best this season. Thank you, Robbie. Right, let's get back to the guys then and look through all the games from yesterday, all the goals to come. We'll start with Celtic because they unfurled their Premiership Championship flag yesterday, and always a great day for the supporters. And what they really want though, Chris, is the 3 points. They did that with relative ease, would you say?
Yes, I think so. But I think it's a good time to play Celtic while they're involved in European competition. That's a stonewall penalty. The defender gets the wrong side and Griffiths slots us in. It's a bit of a worry that Griffiths limped off, with the midweek game coming up against Qarabag. But it was comfortable for Celtic. There was a hairy moment or two with the Craig Gordon incident, which we'll see in a moment, but it's 3 points, it's job done.
Yeah, we're expecting Griffiths to be absolutely fine for Wednesday, by the way. This is the big talking point though, Chris. Should it have been a red card, or did the referee get it right?
I think the best way to put it is if that decision was the other way around, would the Celtic fans I've been happy with that. It was a red card for me, albeit I can see why the referee didn't give it.
Stefan Johansson then rounded it off, made it 2-0. Ross County played very well on the day, but no doubt after the game, Stephen, everyone was talking about the Craig Gordon incident. What was your take on it?
Well, it was a pivotal moment in the game, Dal, because it was 1-0 to Celtic, and when Jackson Irvine broke free and he got beyond the Celtic defence and he got towards the goalkeeper, I think when we see it here, when it's paused, Jackson Irvine, if he hasn't touched by Craig Gordon, he rolls the ball into an empty net. So all this situation, is it a clear goal scoring opportunity? From this angle, it absolutely is. Again, the referee's tough, he has to make a quick decision, but that has to be right. It has to be the right decision. It has to be a red card. For Ross County, it wasn't.
It's a big call, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a big moment in the game if Craig Gordon gets sent off, but I think Irving goes round him and he'll put it into the empty net. I think it's Van Dijk is trying to get on the cover. I think it was a tough one, to be honest with you.
Jim McIntyre was absolutely furious about that after the game. Chris, I know you're ready to go up to your co-commentary position. You're behind the mic today. I'm going to let you go in just a second. All the best for that. But now let's have a look at Paul Hartley's men then. As I said, he's almost walking on air at the moment, aren't you? Because 4-0 on opening day away to Kilmarnock. It's quite some start.
I mean, it was a dream day for us. I mean, the first period of the game, first 20 minutes, half hour, we created a number of chances, and you always have a little bit of a worry if you don't put them in the net. But I mean, our overall play was fantastic. The first goal with Stewart, outstanding, great finish, good composure. Second goal with Holt, crosses it for Loy, great movement.
So many of your new signings involved.
Yeah, I mean, we went attack minded yesterday, but I was really pleased in terms of the organisation, the discipline of the team. But the work rate was terrific, and our football at times was scintillating.
And I think you said after just 37 more games to go, top of the league.
It's just a good start for us. I think that's the main thing, is to get off to get points on the board early, and it gives you confidence. And we've got a tough game next week against Hearts.
You made all those signings early as well in the summer, most of them. Has that really helped, do you think, get you going?
Yeah, they've been with us since day one. First day back, 1st of July. We've worked them really hard. We've organised them, and they've been terrific so far, but it's just been a good start for us, that's all.
Job well done so far. What about Inverness then? Such a great season last year round. They had Motherwell on opening day. Stephen, you were at that game, and it's a great victory for Ian Barraclough, isn't it?
Well, everybody wants to get off to the perfect start, Dal. Everybody wants to, try and get points on the board, as Paul says. Everybody works hard in pre-season, but Wes Fletcher's done really well. Brought him up from York City, Ian Barraclough did. He scored 2 goals in pre-season that were up, both tap-ins. He's got another one, and then Marvin Johnson, Motherwell have got a match winner. He can drive at people, he can commit people. We've seen him in the playoffs last year against Rangers, caused all sorts of problems. I think Motherwell probably deserved to win by 2 or 3 goals, Darryl. The way they played the game, the chances they created, Danny Devine giving away a penalty kick. And this was after 20 minutes. If Scott McDonald scores this, it probably puts the game to bed. But I think John Hughes admitted after, his team lacked a little bit of cutting edge, and Motherwell probably edged it.
Great 3 points for Ian Barraclough, that's for sure. Hamilton were playing Partick Thistle as well. It ended up 0-0 yesterday. Plenty of goalmouth action, and an early red card as well. 2 yellows, in fact, for Freddie Franz. And after 25 minutes, a manager just must be demented by this. Paul.
You work all pre-season or all week, you set your team up, and then the game plan goes out the window. But I think Alan will be happy with a point here. I think it's really harsh to send him off, to be quite honest with you. I think nowadays you're not allowed to tackle, and it's a lazy leg that he's stuck out, and I think he's really harsh here.
I think the referees have to go into the game trying to maintain 11v11, Darryl. Worst case scenario, if it's a dangerous tackle, then yes, but Martin Canning will be hugely disappointed, because from that moment on, he dominated the ball, he dominated the play. Thomas Cherney, great save
against his old team. He was inspired.
Yeah, an ex-Hamilton goalkeeper. But when you have moments like this in the season, when you have an extra man and you create your chances, that's when you have to be ruthless. I'm sure that's something Martin will be trying to drill into his players.
Greg Docherty hit the post late on. They just couldn't find a way through. Alan Archibald, though, will be disappointed maybe about the decision to send this player off, but he'll be delighted with the point.
To be fair, Hamilton's a tough place to go and get a result. You seen that last season, the way they started. They had a bad finish to the season, but it's a tough venue to go. I think Alan will be delighted with a point after going down to 10 men.
I know it's only day one really games played, but let's have a look at the Ladbrokes Premiership then. Only to keep Paul happy, why not? Because that looks awfully good, doesn't it? Dundee are top of the pile, and 4 goals to the good as well. Great start for them, the champions there in second place. Right, up next our focus will be back on this game at Tynecastle. We'll take a closer look at both of the teams, and then the fanfare will begin. The championship flag will be unfurled and raised. We'll see you shortly for that. It's about to get very loud inside Tynecastle. We're here on Flag Day, marking the return to the top flight for Hearts as they take on St Johnstone. Every seat in the house available to the Jambos fans was snapped up. These are the team news headlines then. Hearts have 3 new signings in their side, including striker Wanma, who arrived from Greek club Kaloni. In defence, Blaise Augustin makes his debut. He played in Poland last year. Igor Rossi also starts today. For the Saints, 4 new signings start, including Brad Mackay, who faces his old team, having just left Tynecastle. John Sutton was also once a Jambo. He makes his league debut for St Johnstone. Desperate for him to find goals this season. Liam Craig and Joe Shaughnessy are also in from the start for Tommy Wright's team. We'll chat to these guys again in just a minute. Let's hear from the St Johnstone manager now, though. He's with Derek Ray.
Tommy, good to see you. The injury situation hasn't been too kind to you so far this summer. What went through your mind in coming up with a team for this game here at Tynecastle?
Well, we were fortunate that Simon Lappin's come back fit as well. It gives us another option in midfield. But you're right, we've picked up a few injuries, but I think we've got a good strong team out today. And looking forward to the game.
If you look at your form last season, you rightly received plaudits for your defensive work. Is one of the keys this season to be a bit more expansive going forward?
Well, I think there's different ways to win football games, and we proved last year that you can be successful, while being well organised and give away a few goals. But that is one area that we want to try and improve on because we can't rely on the defence all the time. So we brought in John Sutton and we brought in Graham Cummings. So hopefully they can give us goals this season. And we've got players like David Witherspoon and Liam Craig back in the squad as well. I think Liam can be a big contributor in terms of goals. But I do feel that we have goals in the team, but it's up to us to go out and do it.
And just briefly, the start of this game could be very important with Hearts backed by this large crowd.
Yeah, I think there's a huge expectation level today, and it's up for us to make sure that we get a good start. And we're coming here to win the game, but it's important that I feel that we don't concede a goal early because I think that would give them a massive lift. And obviously, you're right with the crowd behind them. So we're looking for a positive start right from the first whistle.
Good luck, Tommy.
Thanks, Derek.
They continue to punch above their weight every season, St Johnstone it seems, but Tommy Wright says this is their toughest yet. Would you agree?
I think probably because the rest of the teams have brought players in and they're much stronger than they were last year. But they always do brilliant, top 6, Europe, Scottish Cup, and I think they'll have another great season again.
When you look at the new signings they've added a few players. They needed to replace some of the men that were leaving. I think the important thing is some experience has arrived. Players like Liam Craig returning to the club, John Sutton on that list, Graham Cummings, another option up top. But they'll be desperate to find a goal scorer who can get maybe 15, 20 goals. Young Chris Kane did well towards the end of last season. But do you think John Sutton can make the difference, Stephen?
Well, John's got 35 goals over the last 2 seasons at Motherwell, Darryl. But when you've John on your side, you have to give him supply. And I think Tommy mentioned that. There has to be crosses coming in from the wide area. John's not going to run away from people with the ball over the top. So when the ball gets in the wide areas, even set plays, Liam Craig's good in set plays, Simon Lappin's got a great left foot, David Witherspoon has got great delivery, from open play as well. So they have to try and do that without being direct, without just lumping the ball into the box. It has to be a little bit more structured and cultured. But when you've John on your side, you have to give him supply. He will get goals, but he also needs support and runners from midfield too.
Tommy Wright was busy, but as you heard from Robbie Nielsen earlier on, he was busy this summer too. They've added a few new players. Fans desperate to see them all in action. 3 start today, including Augustine, Wanma and Rossi. The other signings, Gavin Riley, who came in from Queen of the South, and Juwon Oshiniwa has finally arrived as well. Visa problems, he was stuck in Nigeria. The left back, the Nigerian international, has arrived. But the centre of defence is probably the focus for many of the fans because Danny Wilson left, so Blaise Augustin comes in. They'll want him to start very fast.
I think what you notice about Hearts that the back four, they've got good tight there, and the rest of the team they've brought big players in, so maybe they've seen that was a problem last year. I've seen them midweek and I've seen them against Everton, and they like to play good football. I think they've went a different policy this year in terms of their signings. They went foreign instead of British.
Alan Ozturk as well, who'll be a mainstay in the team, especially because he got the captaincy. What did you make of that decision?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a gamble by Robbie Nielsen, but he obviously knows his character. He knows he can take it on board. He's enjoyed playing here. He thrived in the Championship last year. But it'll be interesting to step up this year, playing against guys like John Sutton, probably more physically imposing than what players were in the Championship. So it's going to be a different test. But Robbie's obviously got full trust in him that he can go and lead the team. But I think Hearts in general are a big, physical, imposing team, exactly what Paul said. They'll be dangerous from set plays. Yes, they want to play. But just looking at the new signings, Robbie's gone for physical strength.
Expectations, of course, are very high. The owner says, just get into the top 6 on your return to the top flight. You manage that.
It's easy. No, but look, when you come up, you want to try and stabilise the club. Want to stay in the league, but I think everybody wants to try and get in the top 6. That's where we want to be, and I'm sure Hearts have got a strong squad this year.
Okay, soon the pleasantries will be all over here, and then it's down to business. The business of unfurling the Championship flag after storming the second tier last season.
Just cannot stop winning. Listen to the Gorgie roar. There was a moment of inspiration. Yes, and home for Hearts. Jamie Walker. Scottish. Heart of Midlothian, title winners.
Pitch side. Well, it's a massive day for everyone involved, and the atmosphere is just building nicely, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a full house here. It's terrific. They get right behind the team, but it can have an adverse effect on you also if you're not playing well. And St Johnstone will maybe try and use that to their advantage today.
St Johnstone, of course, they should be tested. They've also got a young back four. There's some key men are out injured, Stephen Anderson and Dave Mackay.
Well, it's a big day for Brad Mackay coming back to his old club. He hasn't played a lot of first team football. Joe Shogness as well couldn't establish himself at Aberdeen. This is going to be a big test, a big environment. Can they cope?
We're really looking forward to it. So over to your match commentators, Chris Sutton and Derek Ray.
Thank you very much, Darryl. Good afternoon, everyone. August, a month for looking forward. That buzz of anticipation coursing through the veins. But for Hearts fans, it's also about looking back, reflecting, remembering, appreciating what they have before they take on an able St Johnstone team. Something of a manager's convention in the main stand here at Tynecastle. No great surprise, everyone keen to take in the action. Well, make no mistake, Hearts were dragged through the ringer for a year or two. The faithful left to wonder and worry about the club's very existence. Relegation was painful, but necessary as part of the healing process, as it ushered in a shimmering dawn. Dynamic off-the-pitch leadership, married to fully fledged supportive participation. And the fact is, on the pitch, Hearts were royal miles ahead of the Championship chasers, and so a swift return to the top table of Scottish football was duly delivered. 91 points, a second-tier record, and the title clinched with fully 7 games to go. Hearts very much alive and beating. It's not quite a sellout. Capacity here 16,000. It's not so very far away from that. Of course, at Johnston, it's been a bit like 2 distinct pre-seasons, one ahead of the ultimately ill-fated venture into Europa League qualifying, and then the preparation for the week-to-week business of points gathering in the Ladbrokes Premiership. In a matter of minutes, it will be for real. A special day then at Tynecastle. Alim Öztürk, the new captain of Heart of Midlothian, leads out the side. It's not lost on these supporters what they achieved last time round. Now, how will they adapt to life in the Premiership? Robbie Nielsen, the Hearts head coach, just the third Hearts boss to guide the club back to the top division a year on from relegation, following in the footsteps of Willie Ormond in 1978 and Bobby Moncur in 1980. And Budge, the chairwoman and CEO of Heart of Midlothian, needless to say, very popular in these parts. And Neil Doncaster there, the chief executive of the SPFL, in position for the unfurling ceremony.
Now, we need your help. It's been 35 years since we did this.
And the countdown is very much on.
From 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it, man!
There we have it. Flag day in Gorgie. One of the best known songs in Scottish football, and so many joining in, as they tend to do at Tynecastle. Hearts have handed maiden starts to new signings Boisget, Augustin, Igor Rossi and Juanma. Prince Bouaben has been given the all-clear fitness-wise. He'll continue his midfield alliance with the players' player of last year, Morgaro Gomes. Osman Sow scored the late winner against Rangers in Hearts' opening fixture a year ago. St Johnstone without mainstays. Dave Mackay and Stephen Anderson are happy to welcome back a fit against Simon Lappin. Brad Mackay and John Sutton, both former Jambos, are thrust into the spotlight against their old club. Goalkeeper Alan Manus makes his 150th appearance for the Saints. Delighted to have Chris Sutton with me. Chris, what are you looking for tactically today?
I think both teams will set up with a 4-4-2. Key men last season for Hearts were Bouaben and Gomez protecting that back four. The talented duo of Walker will play off the right and Nicholson off the left. They'll be providing the ammunition for Osman Sow and Wanmar. For St Johnstone, Miller and Lappin look like they'll sit in. Craig and Witherspoon, I suspect, will play quite narrow. John Sutton will offer them a physical presence, and O'Halloran will have to play off his flicks.
The referee is Stephen McLean. St Johnstone without their Stephen McLean because of injury. And we're just about ready for the off. It's overcast, rain in the forecast. We hope it stays away. Now, can Hearts get off to a winning start? St Johnstone will have their own views on that subject. There will be Heart of Midlothian playing towards the Roseburn end of Tynecastle.
We're kicking off a new season. Thank you very much indeed for being part of it, wherever you come from, wherever you
The stadium is bursting at the seams with opening weekend excitement.
This is Tynecastle. Let's make some noise!
It is going to be noisy. Hearts back in the Premiership after a year away. St Johnstone fourth on the top flight last term, and usually a tough nut to crack. An intriguing way for both clubs to get the ball rolling. Chase made by Sam Nicholson, one of Hearts' flying wingers. Well, they're going to play their part today. It's a formidable 12th man in Gorgie. Chris, for you, what will be the keys to the contest?
Well, the first game for Hearts last season, they went to Ibrox and beat the Rangers team, and they just grew in stature and belief and went on from strength to strength, swatting Rangers and Hibs aside. So Hearts will want to start strongly at home.
Sam Nicholson chiseling a corner out of that, first of the game. Nicholson, the 20-year-old, he went the full 90 minutes in the League Cup victory over Arbroath on Thursday. Augustin, one of the aerial targets, floated in by Nicholson. Rossi's header on. John Sutton back there defending. Michael O'Halloran, often the St Johnstone game changer. When we spoke to Tommy Wright earlier about the St Johnstone team, about the setup, he said it would be 4-4-2. And through the middle, he's doing the defending that time. Well, Scobie for St Johnstone. Tam Scobie in central defence, keeping a weather eye on Juanma, the new Hearts striker. Early sparring stages. Neil Alexander grew up supporting Heart of Midlothian. Alim Öztürk, youthful captain at 22. Osman So thought he had the legs. Not quite. So we'll be seeing plenty of Scobie, not to mention Brad Mackay.
Yeah, I think Easton was a bit fortunate to get away with that one. Osman So nearly kept that in.
Alan Manus, 23-year-old St Johnstone goalkeeper. He's in his 5th season with the club now. There's a milestone appearance for him. 150th appearance for the Perth club. John Sutton trying to glance that one on. It's going to take a bit of getting used to. Chris Sutton with me here on the commentary box. John Sutton out there on the pitch. And there is Scobie to safety. Prince Boabin. All-action midfield player. Boabin the Ghanaian. Nicholson's little flick. Brian Easton away for St Johnstone. Straight down the throat of Błażej Augustin. Polish central defender. Oh, and the stumble there. Brad Mackay, what a mistake. What a progress. It's an awful start for St Johnstone. A glorious one for Heart of Oblivion. And Brad Mackay, the former Jumbo, has egg on his face.
Yeah, Miller just passes the ball back. It's a dreadful slip from Mackay. And it's a calm and composed finish through the keeper's legs. Just takes his time. Lovely finish. Has a look up. That's the worst possible start for St Johnstone, sorry.
Wamba utterly composed. So early in his Hearts career. Off and running. Hearts 1, St Johnstone 0. Just 4 minutes in, and the wound from the Saints' point of view, self-inflicted. Brad Mackay returning to Tynecastle, signed a pre-contract with St Johnstone back in February. Made his intentions clear. He wanted first-team football. He wasn't really getting that here at Hearts. Well, he's got to get on with it. He's got to put that to one side, Chris.
Yeah, you feel for him. You know, he's back on the ground, which he started his career at. From Wanmar's point of view, great to get off the mark. You know, a striker going to a new club. It was gift wrapped. Very, very composed finish.
Tom Scobie, former Falkirk player. Simon Lappin. There's a bit of an injury down prior to this match. St Johnstone trying to keep it moving. Michael O'Halloran. Joe Shaughnessy. St Johnstone right back, and Chris Miller wearing the armband, tantalising ball, and Lappin trying to ghost in there. And Callum Patterson sticking to his task finally. Scobie has it, and back it goes to Manus. A bit of encouragement that time for St Johnstone.
Yeah, good from St Johnstone. Worked it well down the right. Just went over John Sutton's head, and Lappin couldn't quite get his shot off.
Callum Patterson on the ground, had to get himself involved just seconds ago, Chris.
Yeah, a little injury there to Patterson. I don't know whether he's done his groin there. Looks a bit of a sore one.
Missed the first 5 league matches last season, Callum Patterson, because of a knee injury picked up in the Challenge Cup meeting with Annan. Going to soldier on by the look of things. Not moving entirely freely. Patterson. Tam Scobie. Mentioned St Johnstone's injury problem still without Dave Mackay and Stephen Anderson. Murray Davidson possibly for the season. Here's O'Halloran. And behind for the corner by Alin Öztürk. First for St Johnstone. Simon Lappin to deliver. John Sutton at the ready. Outswinger from Lappin. It's dealt with by Morgado Gomes. What a hugely important player he was for Hearts last season. Scobie. To telegraph his intentions to O'Halloran. Well, it's not what Tommy Wright wanted to see. When he took over the reins a couple of summers ago, already enshrined as the most successful manager ever, leading them to Scottish Cup success in 2014. First major silverware. Wabbin just losing out to Liam Craig, back with St Johnstone's second spell with the club after a couple of roller coaster years at Hibs. O'Halloran, and the tackle was put in, a good one by Agustin.
It's better from St Johnstone though. Nice pass from Easton. O'Halloran got that little burst of pace, and it's actually not a bad comeback from them.
Simon Lappin to try once more. On that left peg of his. Plenty of curl on it. He's looking for a shot to say. Liam Craig hearing the boos. As with the territory when you're a former Hibby playing at Tynecastle. St Johnstone chasing this game. 1-0 to Hearts. St Johnstone were the masters of 1-0 in the Premiership last season. 8 times they eked out victories by that score. Free kick it is to St Johnstone. Craig just picking himself up. Robbie Nielsen is trying to adjust one or two things. Mackay's made the run towards the penalty area. Off the left foot of Easton. That's noted on by Brad Mackay. Not to any great effect.
Wasn't the best ball from Easton.
Agustin. You heard the footsteps of O'Halloran. Patterson betwixt and between the two players. Patterson and Nicholson on with the game. St Johnstone have it back in play. Sam Scobie. Once Stephen Anderson is fit again after the fractured eye socket. One of the central defensive positions will be his. It's taken by Easton. Lappin right beside the byline. Goal kick it is. Neil Alexander in the shadow of the Gorgie stand, the Gorgie family stand as it's been renamed. We'll see more young supporters at that end of the ground this season. They've certainly got their money's worth in the last campaign, the Hearts fans. St Johnstone, a team usually punching above its weight. That's been the pattern the last few years. Can they keep doing it? Mackay. Well, it's been a nerve-jangling beginning to the game as far as Mackay's concerned.
I think that's the last thing Mackay wants. You know, being put under pressure from Manus there. I think the situation of the game, he's obviously given the goal away. Manus should put his foot through that.
David Wotherspoon. Chris Miller. Trying to get out with Morgado Gomes, who takes issue with the decision.
Yeah, not a lot in that for me. I think Gomez is quite strong there.
David Wotherspoon and Simon Lappin, the two players who are pondering it. Wotherspoon has trotted away. It's left to Lappin, was trying to find a St Johnstone head. Once again, Mackay up there.
Really good delivery from Lappin there. A little bit unlucky, Mackay.
Joe Shopkasey getting his head to it when all was said and done. Twelve minutes have elapsed. Hearts 1, St Johnstone 0. Great to have you with us here on BT Sport. Derek Ray joined by the former Celtic striker Chris Sutton for commentary. Half time we'll hear again from Darryl Curry, Stephen Craigan and the Dundee manager Paul Hartley. Dundee off to an absolute flyer yesterday at Kilmarnock, top of the table. Here's Augustin. Trying to make the connection with Juanma. Mackay away. Patterson takes it. Prince Boabin. We speak a lot about the understanding he has with Morgado Gomes. They were teammates at Dundee United as well earlier in their respective careers. Shogase. Cut out by Igor Rossi, who's playing at left back. No Kevin McCarthy in the starting 11. I think left back's going to be rather interesting for Hearts. But Juwon Oshaniwa, having had his work visa granted, likely to feature soon. Nigerian international. Shogase with a long throw. It was Sutton's header on, and Liam Craig tried to follow up. Alexander claims it for Hearts.
Dangerous throw from Shaughnessy. Sutton actually does well to flick it, and Craig nearly gets in.
Does it take a bit of getting used to for you, Chris, talking about Sutton and not John, your brother?
Of course it does. Yeah, I know John pretty well.
I'd hope so. Well, it's all down to you, isn't it, that he carved out a career for himself in the Scottish game?
I can't take all the credit. Actually clever with his movement there off the throw-in.
Majay Augustin, next to him Ali Öztürk, king of the long shots, Öztürk. And in the 14th minute, applause from the Hearts supporters for a 14-year-old lad who's been very much under the weather. Struggling with cancer. Peter Ashton at 14, that's a nice touch. Now here's Juanma. Try to have a go. Just wide of the target. Well, they're very much in touch with the community, the Hearts fans. Always aware of things like that. And the word got around prior to kick-off. There would be 14th minute applause. Pass by Easton. Manus missing out the midfield area. And John Sutton and Callum Patterson. Play on here, Chris.
Yeah, to be fair to Patterson, I think he's using his body well. You can see John out of the corner of his eye and is just easing him out. It's clever defending. I can see why John's unhappy, mind.
Patterson seems to be okay after the earlier knock. Gomes. Igor Rossi. Nobody on the end of it. It's intended for Juanma. And the Hearts players all wearing black armbands in memory of Jimmy Murray, a key member of arguably the best ever Hearts team that won the top flight in 1958. Jimmy Murray also the scorer of Scotland's very first World Cup finals goal at the 1958 tournament in Sweden. Lap in, looking for Sutton. Alexander was there. And Jamie Walker, one of the exciting young players to have come through. Rickerton in recent years. Rossi. No problems this time for Mackay. He's growing into the game. Majay Augustin. There's a bit of Italian football experience in his past with Rimini, Catania, Vicenza. He's playing for Górnik Zabrze in his native Poland. Last season, last couple of years actually. Wanma. The flag was up anyway.
Yeah, he's looking across the line there. Clearly offside.
Wanma getting the better of Alan Manis early on, but the bad error from Brad Mackay. That's the story here. Just waiting for the ball to be returned. Now, where is it? Who has it?
I don't think Tommy Wright would be too unhappy the way his team have come back into this though, Derek. I think they've caused themselves one or two problems when they've played it around at the back, conceding the goal. But they've actually, going forward, looked half a threat.
Says it gets harder each year, Tommy Wright. He feels that the other clubs in the Premiership have more money to spend on their squads this summer than have St Johnstone. Back to Alexander. Not sure he wanted that off the boot of Boabin. Öztürk. Scobie's header. Walker and Gomes always getting in the way of each other. Here's Prince Boabin driving forward. Nicholson veering into the centre. Important and effective block it was by Wotherspoon. Chris Miller on the ground.
Gomez just clashes there with Easton.
And a pause for thought and reflection. Almost 20 minutes gone, Hearts with the lead, but St Johnstone have one or two reasons to be cheerful. Asked a couple of questions of the Hearts defence. Well, substitution time, that's all for Chris Miller. Gone straight down the tunnel, and Scott Brown is called upon. Well, it's another St Johnstone injury problem. I think Scott Wilson, who's the well-known PA announcer here at Tynecastle, just announced the name of Scott Brown and then followed it up with a comment along the lines of, not that one. There are a few in Scottish football.
Yeah, I think one's more like than the other in certain quarters.
Chris Miller, captain for the day, taking no further part of this contest. Now Patterson. Scobie collapsing in a heap. Pressure applied by Wanma. He didn't think he had done very much wrong. Wanma, the Spaniard.
I think you'd call that experienced defending, Derek.
Well, this was earlier. Chris Miller, well, he went down just after Gomes had taken the fall. It's been a recurring groin injury where Miller is concerned, so St Johnstone not wanting to take any chances. Scott Brown on in his place. Witherspoon having to do the defending. Jamie Walker. Rossi. It's fed back by Wanma. A chase for Prince Boabin. It's a bit too hot for Gomes to handle. State-ridden little passage just then. Patterson back to Alexander. Patterson never going to be favourites in the air against Easton. There's Mackay. top gear by Patterson. Juanma. He shovels it off expertly. Igor Rossi was playing in Portugal for Maritimo. He's there for 4.5 seasons, but by no means a regular at Maritimo last season. Happy to have his chance in Scottish football with Heart of Midlothian. Walker. And Patterson's making the run on the right-hand side. Now then Patterson, Brad Mackay did enough. Unaware of Juanma's lurking presence just behind him. It grinds to a halt for Hearts.
Yeah, better from Hearts, more patient in the midfield. Wonderful ball from Patterson. Just see it coming in here now. And whatever Brad Mackay was thinking as that was on his way, he actually dealt with it very well.
Settling into a rhythm. He's joined the Hearts youth scheme in 2010, having been an Edinburgh City player. But now with St Johnstone. There's a cruncher. Wotherspoon catching Rossi, and Stephen McLean will want a word with David Wotherspoon.
I think he's unfortunate there, Derek. I think it looked like a good, honest challenge. May have been slightly late. He's going for the ball there. He has called him.
So yellow card it is for David Wotherspoon.
I think there are challenges and challenges, but went for the ball.
Augustin forward. It's painful for Juanma. Clash of heads. Igor Rossi. It's Mackay away. Only as far as Gomes. Igor Rossi. Now Juanma steers it against Mackay. Corner to Hearts.
Look bright, Juanma has. Looks to have a good touch about him, good awareness. Must be buoyed after scoring that goal.
He never played lower league football in Spain. Juanma, last couple of years in Greece with Asteras and Kaloni. Sam Nicholson with it for the Jambos. Augustin was causing havoc. Well, he traps the ball, took a swing at it. In the forest of St Johnstone legs there. It's Igor Rossi who took aim. Crowded penalty area scene. Walker. Öztürk. Hearts fans never averse to the idea of an Öztürk shot from 40 or 45 yards out. You remember what he did in the derby back in October at Easter Road last season. Almost a repeat trick not long after that against Wraith Rovers. Free kick here to St Johnstone.
Yeah, I think both players looking at the ball.
Scobie. Brian Easton. Simon Lappin on that left-hand side for St Johnstone. O'Halloran just drifted out of the game in the last few minutes. Stewart had moved across. And Rossi going out right beside the corner flag.
Don't know whether St Johnstone will feel that was a good decision to play on or not. Dangerous position for the free kick.
Joe Shaughnessy signed on a free from Aberdeen. Shaughnessy, the Irishman. And the concession of a corner by Augustin. David Wotherspoon. Will take it. John Sutton. The players waiting. Insufficient guile from Wotherspoon. Coming off Gomes last of all. It'll be Shaughnessy. He'll try it again. Joe Shaughnessy. And from Galway, made 59 Aberdeen appearances. One spells at Forfar and Falkirk. Oh, difficult bouncing ball, and clawed away by Alexander. What a scramble! Lappin's in there. Somehow it stays out. And a bit of leaning in by Wotherspoon, and respite for Hearts.
It's a good weapon, Derek, isn't it? The long throw. I think John Sutton using his body exceptionally well there. Just not dealing with him very well. Craig tries to anticipate. I think Alexander should really do better there, be stronger.
I think Alexander felt he'd been fouled. He was asking the question of referee Stephen McLean. Nothing there in the opinion of the referee, whatever way you look at it.
I'd be expecting my big burly goalkeeper to be a lot stronger there.
To give St Johnstone credit for the attempt. So ruffled a few feathers in the Hearts defence. Here's Wotherspoon for St Johnstone on the scent of an equaliser. O'Halloran. There was no illegal challenge from Patterson. Hang on. Stephen McLean just wants to have a chat with Prince Boabin.
Well, I can't work that one out, Derek. He wasn't involved in that. I think O'Halloran, to be fair, goes down a little bit easily. Boabin's probably said something to the referee.
Well, it's just a verbal rebuke for Prince Boabin. Hearts feeling that O'Halloran was at it. A little bit more than 15 minutes remaining in the first half. Hearts 1, St Johnstone 0. Now, is it going to be a free kick in favour of It was shuffled away in the nick of time by St Johnstone. Shaughnessy back in play. Nicholson running out of room.
Yeah, I feel for the young man Mackay. I think he got away with one there. He's just got to calm down. He's made a mistake earlier in the game, but
Mackay confronted by Osman Sow. Wanma. There goes Scotty. Free kick this time.
that's a silly one. There's no need. Wanma's got his body in there. Just put your team under unnecessary pressure.
Can Hearts capitalise? Sam Nicholson. Been associated with Hearts since the age of 12. Nicholson. Anderson, one of the players lending height to the attack at the set piece. Nicholson with it, Manus. Got his glove to the ball, Rossi and Öztürk. Couldn't quite connect the Hearts skipper.
Manus actually does all right there, anticipate. Öztürk can't quite get his hip over the ball.
There's a flair for the spectacular Alim Öztürk. Tommy Nielsen had no hesitation in making him captain. Not afraid of youthful skippers. Well, Danny Wilson was the captain last term at 21. Go back a couple of decades. Gary Lott was the Hearts captain at the age of 20. Here's Lappin, and it comes off Öztürk. Alim Öztürk, born in the Netherlands at Alkmaar, with Turkish parentage. Ryan Easton to throw it back in play. Simon Lappin. Somebody might certainly wanted Lappin, his experience for this important first game, especially when you think of the other experienced campaigners who are out. So has drifted off to the right. Having a go at this St Johnstone defence. He just couldn't work his way through. Still alive. There's a player down. Grant Mackay, well, I think took one for the team just seconds ago, Chris.
Yeah, it looks I saw one there. Got to say, a wonderful run from So for a big guy. Got really good feet. Good awareness there, drifting inside too. Actually, Mackay's very brave there.
Osman So trying to be productive. Nearly came off for him. A chance for the Hearts players to gather their thoughts at this juncture. Mackay catching his breath. A chance for us to tell you about what's coming up this week. On Wednesday it will be the second leg of Karabag against Celtic, live from Baku. That's Wednesday 5:15. Champions League third qualifying round, second leg. Then on Friday it's the Ladbrokes Championship opener, Rangers at home to St Mirren. BT Sport 1 Friday 7:15, and we're also on the air next Sunday with action from the Ladbrokes Premiership. Partick Thistle versus Celtic. The Glasgow Derby, Sunday 11:45 in the morning, BT Sport 1. Partick Thistle, who drew 0-0 with Hamilton yesterday, went to that game. Played with 10 men for most of it. Freddie Franz sent off. Celtic comfortable winners, 2-0 against Ross County. That was flag day for them. Jamie Walker. Prince Bwabin, well aware that Patterson was making the run forward on the right. Didn't quite work its way to the feet of Callum Patterson. Jim McIntyre in attendance. Alan Archibald there, the Partick Thistle manager, just next to Jim McIntyre, the Ross County boss. Scott Brown trying to get through a bit of work in midfield, having come on for the stricken Miller. Ten minutes to go to half-time. Both sides have had their moments, but it's Hearts with the lead. Here's Brown. Hard-working midfield player. And to spread it out to Wotherspoon. Well, applause from David Wotherspoon. He appreciated what Brown was trying.
I think Wotherspoon could help himself, help his teammate there, just out a little bit wider there. Make that pass easier to execute.
Oh, Stephen McLean just having a look at that. Shakase walks away. Kwanma on this near side. He thought there was perhaps an elbow, making sure that all the incisors are intact.
It isn't that type of game, Derek, is it? I think Shognessy's quite entitled to put his arm up to block Wanmar. It's accidental. He's a big strong boy, I'm sure he'll get on with it.
Hopefully no visit to the dentist required tomorrow morning. Flicked on by John Sutton, trying to release Simon Lappin. Here comes back there defending Sam Nicholson, a diminutive Nicholson. It's Brown for St Johnstone. Now Easton, Liam Craig just offside.
Good Hearts line there. It just drifts in there, a couple of yards off.
And Tommy writes, St Johnstone trying to battle back here after the concession of an early goal. Scobie. A clattering from Osman, so high degree of difficulty there. Wanma has gone to ground again.
Yeah, just a bit of a clash there. It's in the wars.
It's going to require a little bit of treatment. Wanma's goal. The Hearts goal of Brad Mackay with that stumble. And we know what happened next, Chris.
He just gets his feet in a mess. But Wanma actually superbly composed. Looks up. Manus looks big. He just slides it through the legs. Lovely composed finish. It's what you want when you go to a new club, to get off the mark.
Totally single-minded, Wanma, and wheeling away in celebration. And so far so good for Robbie Nielsen and Hearts. One or two twitchy moments at the back. Nobody said it was going to be easy against St Johnstone. Sam Nicholson just receiving a few words of wisdom. Off the pitch. Is he going to be able to make a quick return to the action? And John Sutton. It's been quite the battle between Sutton and Augustin. Nicholson. The Sprints Brabham just showing too much of the ball to St Johnstone, but the whistle sounds here. And Wanma is indeed back on the pitch. Hearts have 11 again. Gomes. Unwanted pursuit of the ball on his part. Wanma showing for it. Mackay was alert. Jamie Walker. Osman So. Very flexible forward. Seen him play wide in a few games as well. Can operate through the middle. I think it's flexibility that Robbie Nielsen very much wants in all areas of the pitch. Alexander forced to get rid of it. Wanma. The decision goes against Hearts here. Sam Scobie. Mentioned St Johnstone's European adventure, 4 successive seasons in European competition. 6th in all. It's over now, and it's on with the business. They're trying to pick up points in the Ladbrokes Premiership. Walker. Jamie Walker. Was he shoved? Apparently not. Chris Sutton.
Looked like a shove to me from here, Derek. I think he's a little bit unlucky there. Just a little tap on the back there. Enough for him to go over.
Liam Craig was his direct opponent. Neil Alexander in his 2nd season with Hearts. Joined the club after being released by Crystal Palace. Scobie wasn't too particular about where he sent it. Well, he's usually all business, Robbie Nielsen. Must be happy about the way things have started. Hearts back in the top flight and leading here against St Johnstone.
Always a worry for a manager. First league game of the season.
Wanma. Shot to say to begin with. There is Wotherspoon and Brown and Craig trying to work something, that little triangle. Easton. Lappin. Scott Brown with Osman Sow right on top of him. It's worked its way to O'Halloran. St Johnstone need to get him more involved in the game. Lappin offside. Flag had gone up a few seconds before that. Just a reminder about our coverage of the Community Shield. It's Arsenal against Chelsea live today, 2:30 on BT Sport 2. And for BT TV customers, also on our new channel, BT Sport Ultra HD. For more details of the matches on BT Sport Ultra HD, visit btsport.com. Comes off Simon Lappin. Well, we'll get the chance to hear from Paul Hartley, the Dundee manager. Stephen Craigan at half-time. We'll be with Darryl Curry dissecting the first half course of events. I think we're going to have a minimum of 3 added minutes. At least that's the indication as of now. Brown. Michael O'Halloran. John Sutton had drifted to the right flank. O'Halloran just spring in his step now. Simon Lappin, tantalising ball, John Sutton, and it's cleared off the line. Nicholson carrying out his defensive duties.
Good passage of play again from St Johnstone. They work it well from right to left. O'Halloran was bright. There's a wonderful ball in, and John Sutton got up well. Headed it back across goal.
Now Wotherspoon. This time adding Öztürk. Away on the volley. Magically pointed over towards Sam Nicholson. Just giving him more defensive instructions. Easton. Now it's Lappin. And Callum Patterson. I think that might just clear the roof. Oh, close.
It's a wonderful ball in from Lappin. And John does everything right there, heads it back across goal. No real pace on the ball.
Quick thinking by Sam Nicholson. St Johnstone free kick. Michael O'Halloran trying to affect the game. Confirmation that it will be a minimum of 3 added minutes at the end of the half. David Wotherspoon tasked with taking it. Brad Mackay has joined the throng. Wotherspoon, it takes off.
Yeah, poor ball there from Wotherspoon.
Well, Tommy Wright will shortly be able to address his troops. I dare say he wasn't exactly thrilled with that last set piece, but they have been knocking on the door, Chris.
Yes, I think he'll be encouraged. I think it's a poor start. Mackay had a nightmare for the goal, but they've grown into the game. I like the look of O'Halloran. He's picking those little pockets. Lappin's been half a threat down the left-hand side, whipping some nice balls in. They're still well in this game.
Swabin was buffeted. His second season with Hearts. He missed the final 11 games last term with a toe injury. He's been battling injuries in pre-season. 2010 Scottish Cup winner with Dundee United, Prince Swabin. Öztürk. Up towards Juanma. Mackay's header away. Scurry by Nicholson. Can be waspish and lively. The ball at his feet. Gwabin. Nicholson again. Now Patterson. Sam Nicholson, such a difficult player to pick up. Gwabin just dallied. Here's Rossi. It's got it back from Juanma. It's gone out for a St Johnstone throw, much to Juanma's chagrin. Just shocked to say to take it. Juanma appealing. It would have been a soft free kick had it been given then. St Johnstone, the third best defence in the Premiership last season. Normally a very hard side to play against, but Hearts getting the better of them in the 4th minute. Juanma launching his SPFL career in style. Bad mistake, you've got to say, by Brad Mackay, the former Jambo. It's Hearts in front at the interval at Tynecastle. Hearts 1, St Johnstone 0.
Welcome back to Tynecastle. Hearts are leading at the break and they've got some more to look forward to this season as well. That's the new signing, Juwon Oshaniwa, being paraded, introduced to the crowd. Visa problems held up the transfer. He was over in Nigeria, but he has finally arrived in Scotland's capital. So Tynecastle today, next weekend our cameras focus on Old Trafford. Matchday Live starts with Fletch and Sav. That's Saturday from 10 AM on BT Sport 1. And then the big event after that, Manchester United kick off their league season against Spurs. That's from midday, BT Sport 1. Also on our new BT Sport Ultra HD channel. For details on that, head to btsports.com. Paul Hartley and Stephen Cragen are with me pitch side today. So Hearts leading, that means all the fans around us are very happy at the moment. Paul, did they deserve the lead?
Well, it was a mistake that got them the goal, and you know, Tommy's probably said to his players before the game, keep it tight for the first period of the game, and then a mistake. And you can see the young lad, I think he was caught in two minds. Do I play it short or do I play it long? And then he sort of trips himself up.
Yes, it's a bad moment for him back against his old club, Stephen.
Well, it is, you know, but Tommy will have said pre-match, in the early part of the game, defenders make positive choices. Take 2 touches, take one out of your feet and clear down the line. But because he dwells on it, does he play it to Joe Shaughnessy? Does he play it long? But then it's too late, then he slips. So, you know, I think Brad should have made a real positive decision. Go and put it in the channel, go and play in the opposition's half and clear your lines. Take the pressure off yourself, he didn't do that.
But Robbie Nielsen will also be delighted because they were pressing high up the park there. They forced a mistake as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of the first time that they pressed within that period of the game, but then they sort of dropped off. But you've seen as they pressed, made a mistake. It's still a good finish. He's got a lot to do. He was calm and he keeps it low. But as Stephen said there, you just clear your lines, defend. Don't take any chances early in the game. But you know, you see that, you know, it's a shame for the young lad.
Hopefully you can hear us loud and clear. The PA here is rather loud at Tynecastle. Everyone's a little excited, I think, on opening day. St Johnstone want to get more excited, but they've not had a lot really to talk about. A couple of chances. This one from Shaughnessy's long throw, which is a weapon, Stephen.
Well, we spoke pre-match about that. You know, if you've got John Sutton on your side, you've got to have good delivery. Whether it's from a corner, whether it's from a throw-in, whether it's for a cross from open play. This time it's Simon Lappin. You know, that's John's strength, is peeling on the fullbacks, getting the better off and getting headers on goal. But, you know, credit to Sam Nicholson, but Tommy Wright will expect more of that in the second half.
He'll want a lot more of that to use Sutton in the right way.
He needs crosses into the box, and they've got good delivery from Lappin and Witherspoon, but he needs more of that. He needs better service in there. I think St Johnstone have did okay when they lost the goal. They get spooked a wee bit. I think they've come into the game pretty well.
They've had some bad fortune as well. Chris Miller is away off injured. When you think Murray Davidson getting injured in the pre-season as well, that's the last thing they needed.
Well, you just wonder how fit Chris Miller was. You know, did Tommy probably take a little bit of a gamble knowing he may break down? Because when you're missing Dave Mackay, Stephen Anderson, Murray Davidson, you mentioned, that's a core of your team. So you want your most experienced players playing. So it hasn't been an ideal start for Tommy, but he'll hope for better in the second half.
Far from ideal for St Johnstone so far. Much better for Hearts though. If you're a new signing, what do you want? A goal on your league debut. That's Juanma putting the Jambos ahead. Can St Johnstone find a response? We're going to find out next. Let me mark your card. The UEFA Super Cup is coming to BT Sport Europe. That's Barcelona against Sevilla, Tuesday the 11th of August at 7 p.m. We're all set to go for the second half here at Tynecastle. Teams are out, so back over to Chris Sutton and Derek Ray.
Thanks again, Darryl. The fourth meeting of Hearts and St Johnstone in an opening fixture in the past 6 years. It was a strange beginning to this game. The mistake by Brad Mackay, setting the table for Juanma in his SPFL debut. And he finished with authority. That's the goal that separates the two teams. And it's St Johnstone to play towards their own supporters, the knot of around 800 who travelled from Perth in the Roseburn stand. Well, one or two encouraging signs for the Perth club towards the end of the first half. Hearts didn't have things all their own way. It has been a fascinating tactical battle. Here's Simon Lappin for St Johnstone. Brian Easton. Liam Craig is the player down.
Yeah, just a challenge, eh? Looks to fall quite awkwardly on his knee there. Surely they can't lose another player, St Johnstone. Poor Tommy Wright, you've got a feel for him. Dave Mackay out, Steve Anderson out, two big defenders.
Just a quick apology for the gesture by a fan that our camera may have picked up. Patterson, oh, it's 6s and 7s. O'Halloran right across the face of goal for St Johnstone. Well, it stayed in play until now. Michael O'Halloran, close run thing.
Yeah, just John Sutton's presence there. O'Halloran gambles. Patterson should really deal with that and put his foot through it. I just don't know if Wotherspoon would have gambled on the cross. Maybe St Johnstone would be level.
Osman So, once again occupying Brad Mackay. Easton gives it leather, headed down by Öztürk, tidally to Patterson. Scobie away. Juanma back to Nicholson. Didn't really see enough from Nicholson and Walker on the flanks for Hearts. Here's So going up the centre. Oh, and Mackay hobbling. I'm hearing it from one or two in the Gorgie stand. Alan Manus joined St Johnstone back in July 2011 from Shamrock Rovers. Osman So, never quite know what he's going to do next. Gomes back to Agustin and out to Igor Rossi. Gomes keeps things ticking over in midfield. Wabben now. There's a bit of an overload there from St Johnstone. On the other side as Patterson feeds it in. Walker just couldn't quite control it to his satisfaction. Callum Patterson again. And the spin of the turn by Juanma. Brilliant attacking play. Just wide. Juanma against Mackay.
Well, Patterson put a lovely ball into Walker just before that. That's a cracking ball. Mackay's too tight. Juanma can just feel him and he rolls him. And he's unlucky with the shot, just drags it wide.
We were just talking about Juanma, Chris, during the half-time interval off air, and you were saying he looks the part. You could see him being pretty useful at this level.
Yeah, he looks a good target man. He uses his body well just in that situation where he just missed that chance. But Mackay here gets far too tight. And as a centre forward, if you can feel him, you can turn him. He just drags it wide there.
That's now spoiled for choice when you look at the various attackers Robbie Nielsen can field on a week-to-week basis. There's Gavin Riley amongst the substitutes. Signed from Queen of the South. Gary Oliver in reserve as well. And St Johnstone trailing by a goal to nil. It's Brad Mackay. with the Saints free kick. Comes to it, just a suspicion of the arm around the shoulder of Sutton. Scobie into reverse, and Manus gets put on ball. Rossi's header. So Jamie Walker composed. Very much the Hearts' maxim last season in the Championship: pass, don't panic. We're keen to knock it around. Igor Rossi, one of the new recruits, 26-year-old Brazilian. Oh, and it's fallen for Liam Craig. Augustin letting it bounce away by Rossi.
Well, it's poor from Hearts. Liam Craig is clever. He just drifts into a space, I think, behind Augustin. It's a bit of an opportunity for Craig. Hearts just switch off at the back.
Just Shaughnessy entrusted with the throw. Long throw as well. Alexander just trying to get his fingertips to it. Back in by Shaughnessy. Away by Augustin. And now the charge is on. Juanma. Superb work. Nicholson. Down he goes. Tripped up by Manus. Penalty. Fluency from Hearts. St Johnstone just could not live with them.
Yeah, Juanma clever again. Plays the ball to Nicholson at the right time. He just draws Manus. And it's a Stonewall penalty. You think Juanma could release it earlier, but he just takes that extra touch, and it's perfect for Nicholson. His first touch is a little bit heavy, but it actually lures Manus in just there. Yeah, and it's a penalty for me, Derek.
Well, Manus now trying to deny Osman So from the penalty spot. Crucial moment in this game at Tynecastle. Here is Osman So, and Manus able to save it, and into the back of the net it goes. Well, Jamie Walker there to follow up, and Hearts have their seconds. Well on the way to an opening weekend victory.
Yeah, poor Alan Manus guesses right. Tommy Ryder will be tearing his hair out. Fair play to Jamie Walker, he reacts first. But St Johnstone defenders, they should be reacting a lot quicker and clearing that.
Of last season, the great nephew of the legendary Tommy Walker, the club's most successful manager ever. Now Hearts are well placed now. A bit of head scratching must be going on in the St Johnstone camp. They were so obdurate, so well organised last season. Difficult to score against. A goal early in the first half and another one at the beginning of the second. Tommy Wright's team have it all to do.
He's got every right to be furious there. Some goals can be accounted for, but that, I mean, one of the St Johnstone defenders should have just followed that in and cleared it. Jamie Walker shouldn't be getting there first. Here's the penalty incident again. A little bit heavy with his first touch, but it draws Manus. It's not the greatest of penalties, but St Johnstone have to react quicker. Walker's hungrier, and it's a killer blow for St Johnstone.
The Hearts can take great strength from that second goal. Gomis always busy. Nicholson, one way then the other, and just dragged it too far. And Nicholson appealing, and got the last stick on the ball. The covering defender was Easton. They had words for Brian Easton. Sam Nicholson. John Sutton trying to help the ball on its way. Here's Callum Patterson, scrapes it forward. Juanma. Give credit to Juanma. It's made life very difficult for Brad Mackay. That head-to-head confrontation. Callum Patterson. Comes off Tam Scobie. Right in goal. In the closing stages of the last meeting of these two sides, a thrilling 3-3 draw. January 2014, after Alan Manus had been sent off. Actually conceded a goal in the dying embers of that game. Scobie. Stayed in play. Boris always seems to be available. Now Guabin is filling in. Shaughnessy was looking for Liam Craig. They need the more creative players such as Craig to begin influencing this match. St Johnstone headed out of play by Kwasi Augustin. Began his senior career at Bolton, only ever made one appearance there. Shaughnessy. And Alexander falling back. Simon Lappin stealing in. St Johnstone are back in the contest. Alexander thought there should have been a foul. Lappin kept going and it's game on.
Well, they've struggled with the long throw all afternoon. Alexander has to be stronger. There's an experienced keeper. It's not a push, and Lappin does the right thing. He just gambles, and there's an easy tap in. Got to expect more from your goalkeeper there, Derek.
Not sure if Alexander thought there was contact from Liam Craig. If there was any contact at all, it was minimal. And St Johnstone believe again. Simon Lappin on target. Only his second goal for the Saints. He netted against Aberdeen. That thrilling 1-1 draw that we covered back in January at McDermott Park. Shaughnessy. Down he goes. Free kick to St Johnstone. Different equation here.
Well, it's funny, after Hearts go 2 up, for a couple of minutes they looked like they were in total control of the game. St Johnstone get one back, and Hearts seem to be panicking a little bit.
Brad Mackay has made his way into the penalty area. Only the left foot of Liam Craig. And Alexander, he's had one or two twitchy moments in this match. Bowling it out. O'Halloran. He's the St Johnstone talisman last term. O'Halloran taking the ball for a run. Opposed by Patterson. That was ungainly. Free kick to St Johnstone.
Bright again from O'Halloran. He's brought that one, but Patterson really should just stay on his feet. O'Halloran's not going anywhere. There's going to be another ball loaded in from St Johnstone.
It'll be Lappin's turn to take it. St Johnstone players also wearing black armbands in memory of Jimmy Murray, the Hearts great. Simon Lappin. Mackay was trying to make the connection. Prince Guabin. He's beating Wotherspoon to it. Scott Brown's backing off. Guabin. Now can he switch the point of attack? He does so. Jamie Walker. Well, it wasn't quite right for Wanma. Well, a little bit of pushing and shoving. Wanma and Manus. They weren't exactly exchanging pleasantries just then. This was the move as it unfolded, Chris.
Yeah, Boabin gets his head up well. And Walker, I think he's just trying to pass it into the far corner.
Once on the counter-attack. 2-1 it remains. Simon Lappin hauling St Johnstone back into contention. on this opening Sunday in the SPFL Premiership for the two clubs. Liam Craig. Patterson has missed it. O'Halloran. It's Craig again. He's trying to follow through for St Johnstone. Such a big hit in his first spell with the club. And back it goes to Manus, trying to just get it away. His 150th St Johnstone appearance. Was conscious of exactly where he was as well. The edge of his own penalty area, making his way out. Gomez. The Hearts will breathe a lot more easily if they can restore the two-goal cushion. And at 2-1, St Johnstone very much in this. Boabin. Walker. Gone past the hour mark in Gorgie. So that line of containment in place for St Johnstone. First Turk, try to clear it away. O'Halloran for Shaughnessy. Michael O'Halloran buzzing around. He wanted to do it on his own. Patterson finally taking care of the situation. Wanma. Well, that's been the battle. Wanma and Mackay. Morgado Gomez. He's finally poised at the moment, Chris Sutton.
Yes, end to end a little bit. I think Hearts can pass the ball quicker through the midfield, just taking the extra touch, which is killing them. O'Halloran, a good break there before.
Lovely header by Patterson. Jamie Walker, so fleet of foot. And Patterson! 3-1! Callum Patterson applies the finishing touch. He had a hand in it prior to that finish. And it is a two-goal cushion again.
I think he's played centre forward a few times last year, Patterson. Strong header and he just follows his run. But watch Walker here, really good awareness. Knows where he's going to pass it, gets his head up, feet a lovely ball, and it's a wonderfully composed finish from Patterson.
Well, he does know how to put the ball in the back of the net, but all the credit has to go to Jamie Walker for biding his time, and Patterson did the rest. And it's 3-1 to Heart of Midlothian. Well, there was hope for St Johnstone. There's Lappin, and he takes a swing at it into the Roseburn stand.
Yeah, it doesn't catch it right. Lappin has got a good left foot.
Liam Alexander didn't look all that confident thinking back to the Lappin goal. Just going to feel a bit more relaxed once again. 3-1 they lead. Sutton and O'Halloran darting through. Öztürk couldn't commit himself too much. Wotherspoon for St Johnstone. David Wotherspoon into the clutches of Alexander.
Good feet from Wotherspoon here. He sets Rossi up here. Good little step over. You can see his idea trying to feed that into the far corner. Doesn't get it quite right.
He feels he ought to score more goals. Just 2 in his St Johnstone career. This is 94th match. David Wotherspoon. Wajé Augustin. Patterson is trying to get goal side of Easton. There goes Callum Patterson. Much ado about nothing. A big roar from the Hearts fans around us in the Wakefield stand.
I'm afraid you don't get them.
All part of the rough and tumble of the Scottish game. Mistake again by Mackay. There's Brown covering up. Scott Brown, who came on for the injured Chris Miller. All the way through the first half. Witherspoon. He's dancing with the ball at his feet.
He's got good feet, hasn't he, Witherspoon? Good balance. I think Gomez is a bit unlucky there. He can't really go anywhere.
Gomez, the snuffer out in chief for Hearts. Offside flag is up. They try to catch Hearts on the hop. Witherspoon in the illegal position.
Looks a pretty straightforward decision from the assistant. Witherspoon shouldn't be offside there. You can see along the line.
Don't forget, we're back with you on Wednesday, 5:15. It's Karabag against Celtic in Champions League qualifying. It's on BT Sport Europe. Rangers against St Mirren. BT Sport 1, Ladbrokes Championship. Opening game Friday night, 7:15. Next Sunday, BT Sport 1, Partick Thistle Celtic. As Hearts try to threaten again. Nicholson! Not to be. His radar not working properly.
Right, smile from Nicholson there. It's just hooked on. Gets a bit of a break there. And he tries to go with the laces and smash it. Might have been better just composing himself and sliding it under Manus.
John Sutton's header on. Witherspoon. Trying to play in Shaughnessy. Augustine. Scott Brown. Lack of attacking punch. It's the biggest problem of all for St Johnstone last season. They knew how to prevent goals. 3 conceded in this game. And Nicholson on the move. Trying to give it to Walker. Those two usually have an excellent understanding. Gomes. Lappin. Challenges have been flying in. And a yellow card here for Morgado Gomes.
Yeah, I think he goes in with his studs up here. I think it's a challenge he thinks he can win, but it's just slightly late. Yellow might be about right.
Second season at Hearts for Morgado Gomes. Signed a 3-year deal. Was named Players Player of the Year last time round at the club. Scobie, that raking free kick. Now O'Halloran tried to push it back. Oh, it's Liam Craig at the tail end of the move. And John Sutton had fired it towards goal.
Yeah, John Sutton does well in the initial instant, winning the header. Good laugh from O'Halloran. I mean, John might tell you that was a pass, but that certainly wasn't. I think that was an attempted shot, but a good contact there from Craig. And it could have been 3-2.
Well, it's been back and forth. Been thoroughly entertaining. This second half to date. Oh, and now Scobie and Juanma squaring up to each other. Stephen McLean just trying to separate the two parties. Juanma might well learn the Scottish expression, keep the heat.
I think he's got the centre-half pairing rattled. He's been a real physical presence all afternoon. They're still going on.
It's the icy stare, wasn't it? Who wanted to blink first? Well, there's going to be a change made by St Johnstone. On will come Graham Cummins, the 27-year-old Irishman. We wondered if he would start this game. Didn't work out that way. And that's going to be all for the goal scorer, Simon Lappin. He departs the scene. So another attacker is on, Chris.
Yeah, I think Cummins has been around in England, down at Exeter the last season. He's a decent finisher from what I've heard, and played on the left in pre-season as a 3.
Some of the regulars, spectators, Murray Davidson, Stephen Anderson, Dave Mackay, able to take part. Murray Davidson is going to be out for the long haul. Dave Mackay's hoping to be back in a few weeks. Should be a bit sooner for Stephen Anderson. Let's see if Cummins can make a difference. (3-1) here to Hearts. Graham Cummins received hospital treatment quite recently to disentangle an eyelid caught in a training top. I didn't make that up. Apparently it did happen. It sounds painful to say the least.
That sounds pretty ridiculous.
There'll be one or two ridiculous things that have happened to footballers over the years. I suppose not confined just to footballers either. Accidents in the shower, things like that.
I've not heard of that one before, Derek.
No, you want to me too. Walker try to play it to Wanma. Here's So. Shock to see backing off Osman So. Morgado Gomez. High and hopeful.
Slightly optimistic from Gomez. I think had he got his head up, he could have gone outright to Walker. May have been a better option.
High into the Gorgie family stand. Öztürk is labouring a bit. We'll watch him. Well, the Hearts supporters really took to him last season. Always helps when you're capable of coming up with an inspirational last-ditch equaliser from, 40 yards away in an Edinburgh derby. That's going to make you a Gorgie hero. Now the captain, made skipper by Robbie Nielsen. He talks it over with Stevie Crawford, his right-hand man. Gordon Patterson, the long-serving kit man in the background.
Bit of a worry there, I think, for Öztürk, holding his knee. Got young Jordan McGee on the bench who could come on and replace him.
Well, that's the thing for Hearts. They do have options aplenty in central defence, and Jordan McGee is getting ready just in case. Öztürk back on his feet. We'll want to see him return if at all possible. And Jordan McGee waiting in the wings. The thing is that Igor Rossi can play in central defence as well. Likelihood is Juwon Oshaniwa will end up being the first choice left back. Pass by Walker. Igor Rossi. Got taken out by an irate Liam Craig. Showing us his feisty side.
I can understand his frustration, but it's a foul.
And such a good professional over the years, Liam Craig. St Johnstone fans very excited about the return of this particular Saint. Igor Rossi, who was the fourth summer signing by Hearts. And Craig all the way up to John Sutton. Roger Augustin. St Johnstone ball, and John Sutton wants it. Augustin wasn't keen to oblige.
Another chance to get that long throw in.
It's been a useful weapon, hasn't it, by St Johnstone in this match. Joe Shaughnessy, latest long throw. Powerful header away by Augustin. Wanma. Tried to use his body to good effect. Well, really, you've got to say Wanma did his job there.
Absolutely, that's wonderful centre-forward play. He uses his body so well, but he can feel players around him. He backs in, shields the ball. It's great to have a player like that in the side. Get you up the pitch.
Seem to remember hold-up play like that back in the day. And certain Chris Sutton.
Very kind, Derek.
Oh, it's leading 3-1. St Johnstone certainly not giving up without a fight. David Wotherspoon and John Sutton! It's 3-2 just like that. John Sutton scores against one of his old clubs. Not in the bag just yet.
Well, actually, in the initial instance here, I thought Wotherspoon should have put it in with his right foot, but he's clever, drags it back onto his left. And it's a wonderful glancing header from John. Knows where the goal is. What's he, 10 yards? And flicks it into the far corner. St Johnstone are right back in this.
Well, Chris Sutton there with the analysis. And a goal by John Sutton, his younger brother. Well, a hush has almost descended upon Tynecastle after that. And Scott Brown, Nicholson looking for a bit of sympathy. Not getting any. Now Easton forward. Misjudged by Öztürk. Sutton pushing it through for O'Halloran. He trying to befuddle Rossi. Patterson and picked by Augustin. It's non-stop here.
Well, Öztürk misjudges the flight of the ball, but Rossi actually did really well to hold O'Halloran up there.
Now Liam Craig. Öztürk couldn't really middle the header. Now Brad Mackay gives it a smack. Joe Shotgusay once again to throw it in. There's going to be a change for Heart of Midlothian. Kevin McCarthy has been going through his paces. And Wanma is withdrawn. The Hearts fans have really enjoyed this performance by the new Spanish striker. A portent of wonderful things to come, they will hope. Scored the first goal after the mistake by Mackay. It's a left back on for a striker here. Kevin McCarthy getting the nod.
Yeah, it looks to be a good acquisition, Wanma.
Shot to say. How appealing. Nothing there, says Stephen McLean. Now Scott Brown takes aim. And is it going to go over the line? It does! Cummins the substitute. 3 goals apiece. Unbridled joy for the St Johnstone fans. Hearts have blown a 3-1 lead.
Absolutely incredible. I actually thought after throw-in initially there might have been a push by Augustine. And I think he's level. May even be slightly offside. There might be a little bit unfortunate there, Hearts. No, well, that's off a Hearts defender anyway. And Cummins just gambles. He does what all good strikers do. And somehow the ball finds its way into the corner of the net.
Graham Cummins off the bench for Tommy Wright. And he's levelled the contest. Well, we had a feeling, didn't we, that the scoring hadn't ended in this match. About 800 or so have made the 45-mile journey along the M90 for this opening weekend match. St Johnstone really were up against it, but now they're fired up. Now they might feel they can go on and win this game. Hearts at times wearing a bit of a rattled look.
Yeah, I mean, even there, Augustine, I don't think that's a penalty there, but a bit silly just to shove John Sutton down.
Walker. Now Patterson.
It's a wonderful, wonderful ball in from Patterson. The ball's just popped out here. I think Damskovic should deal with that, but Nicholson just gambles in, and it's a lovely deflection. Just opens that left foot out, uses the pace of the cross.
Patterson setting it up. Nicholson saying thank you very much. Breathless, the second half. Well, I hope you're enjoying it. We certainly are. As neutrals and Hearts trying to take the game to St Johnstone again. Kevin McCarthy. It's Easton doing the defending. Walker for Patterson. Ryan Easton standing firm for St Johnstone. It was 3-3 when last they met at McDermott Park, January 2014. They've gone one better and still time for more goals.
Who would be a manager, eh, Derek?
I'm sure it isn't a game that you could characterise as a manager's dream at all. And you get 7 goals and you get defensive mistakes, all part of life's rich pageant. Now, Hearts to play it in again. McCarthy with his left foot. Hasn't been in great form in pre-season, Kevin McCarthy. Perhaps that's why Igor Rossi got the green light. At left back today, Osman Searle, one of the targets. McCarthy, John Sutton with the important header on the ball. Wotherspoon. Just gone out of play, having the Wotherspoon pass. So many twists and turns here. It'll be a smooth road ahead for Hearts. 8 minutes left. Nicholson. Quite come off for him, and it's really opening up now for Cummins and St Johnstone. Gomez frantically trying to get back and become the extra defender. Easton. Switch of play to Shongasi. A bit of trouble controlling the ball. Osman Searle stretching those long legs. Nicholson. Öztürk, Tommy Wright acting as ball boy. Well, Chris Kane is, I think, going to come on. There was a mistake on the team sheet. The name Craig Johnston was listed for St Johnstone, but Chris Kane about to make his way on. Here's Easton. I think it might be the end of the story for David Wotherspoon. Patterson, and he has fouled. Ryan Easton a bit shaken up. Complaints from the Hearts players.
I think the referee's got that one right, Derek, for me. It's needless from Patterson. It's his knees up into the back of Easton. I'm not so sure that's a yellow, but certainly a foul.
It was Augustin who said something. He certainly wasn't the guilty party. The yellow card was flashed in the direction of Augustin by Stephen McLean. Want to apologise if you're experiencing a bit of picture breakup at home. Doing our best to rectify matters.
Good position this for Wotherspoon, just far enough out.
Five and a half minutes to go. Tension building again. Wotherspoon, and through it goes. And he was hoping for that little touch from Cummins.
Not so sure, using two minds there.
So now it will be Chris Kane and David Wotherspoon does indeed go off, hearing the boos because of his Hibernian past. So Chris Kane, exciting young striker, is on. Should give Tommy Rightside a bit of extra pace in attack. Spent some time on loan at Dumbarton in the first half of last season. Now Walker, to go on a run, still has it, Jamie Walker! Manus fielding the ball, and Mackay put to work.
Bright again from Walker.
And the sun is with us, and it's shining on Hearts at the moment. This topsy-turvy encounter, John Sutton's header. Rossi just whacks it away.
Just wonder whether Kane could have gambled a little bit earlier there off John Sutton's flick.
Joe Shaughnessy. St Johnstone happy to have them on board, not just because of the long throws, but pretty handy. Full start. Hearts are going to go to the bench. Jordan McGee will come on for Jamie Walker. And he almost scored again just seconds ago. Standing ovation for Walker.
Intelligent player, Derek, I like him. Knows when to release the ball. A really good young prospect.
Well, they want to hang on to what they have, Hearts. So it's Jordan McGee to try to batten down the hatches, put up the barricades. Shaughnessy. Hearts needed a strong head on the ball. Preston duly delivered. I think that booking earlier was for Augustine, but just looking to confirm that, the fourth official. And Patterson shepherds it through. As Hearts try to see this out, Chris.
Yeah, Patterson saw that out well. Augustine, the last three long throws, has really done well. Goes and attacks the ball. He looks like he could be a decent acquisition for Hearts.
It will be Arsenal against Chelsea, 2:30 today in the Community Shield, BT Sport 2 and BT Sport Ultra. That's one of our new channels. For more details on BT Sport Ultra HD, visit btsport.com. And Craig took a knock to the face. Patterson is going to be the player called over this time. A yellow card for Callum Patterson.
Referee's got no choice there. I think he may be slightly unfortunate having seen the replay. Just turns his back.
I only assume it was Augustine earlier for dissent after the Patterson foul. We have had that confirmed now from down below. The fourth official. Scobie. Dropping for Scott Brown. Nervous moments at the back for Hearts. Osman So having to join in. We're in the final minute of normal time. Shaughnessy from the left. And the header too much height on it. Cummins getting on the end of it. And just to confirm graphically, Quaje Augustin receiving a yellow card in his first SPFL match with Hearts. 7-goal thriller, not quite finished yet, Chris. Nicholson taking on Scobie. Trying to hold it up near the corner flag. Sam Nicholson. Did that stay in play? Apparently so. Scott Brown to launch it forwards. 3 minutes to be added on. Here's Turk has it. And when he gets into that position here at Tynecastle, you hear the word shoot, but instead it was the word pass that flashed through the mind of Ali Mostuk.
You just got to keep the ball there, Osturk has. He had an option out left. All it does is invite more pressure, give the ball straight back to St Johnstone.
So, it will be a St Johnstone free kick. And they've got the cavalry forward. Can they pull out of the fire? Well, we'll have to wait for the free kick because Osman Sow is now going to be replaced. Gavin Riley is coming on. Osman Sow. He's full of running, so next to the power of work. The Swede of Senegalese descent. And Gavin Riley on the last couple of minutes. Deployed by Robbie Nielsen. Had quite the impact at Queen of the South last term in the championship. I saw him close up. Scobie to take it. Plenty of aerial targets in there for the Saints. Oh no, from the St Johnstone point of view, that's terrible. Scott Brown, and it's Riley running at the defence. Now St Johnstone still in this. I'm sure Tommy Wright was livid just then with Scott Brown. Cummins, and here's O'Halloran. It's away by Augustin. Things getting heated. Hearts inching towards 3 points in the first game of the season. St Johnstone, they knew they needed to get the ball back in play swiftly. Scobie. Will it fall for a St Johnstone player? Chris Kane competing for it. Down he goes. Knew what he was doing.
Time, a bit of pinball in the box there. Big Hearts just about done enough.
Oh, that's a match that has scaled exhilarating peaks. 93 minutes and counting. Igor Rossi, strong header. Hearts try to slam the door shut on St Johnstone. Brown, bit of a tangle there. Easton and Nicholson. Shaughnessy. Running into Rossi. That was a sore one for the assistant referee. Stuart McMillan over there.
Rossi does well there. Just stands Shaughnessy up. Holds on to the ball. I think that will be that.
Hearts back in the Premiership, and they've recorded a victory at the first time of asking. My goodness though, what a game. Neil Alexander had a couple of nervous moments. Sam Nicholson getting on target. Ultimately to secure the 3 points. They really had to work so hard for this. Delight etched on the faces of the Hearts players. Callum Patterson also scoring in this game. But credit to St Johnstone because they hold themselves back. Trailing 3-1, were able to get it to 3-3. But then there was Nicholson's goal. And that was the end of the tale. The final score here at Tynecastle on this opening Sunday: Hearts 4, St Johnstone 3.
Derek and Chris, many thanks indeed. What a way that is to start a season for us here on BT Sport. Just the 7 goals for you. It absolutely exploded in that second half. And the football does not stop this season. We're back with you on Wednesday, 5:15 p.m. on BT Sport Europe. Mark your card there for Karabag against Celtic, as Celtic continue their quest to get to the Champions League group stage this season. Absolutely massive match there in Azerbaijan. So the Ladbrokes Premiership table then, with just 1 game still to go this weekend. Dundee out on top, Celtic also winners. Hearts on the return to the top flight have recorded a victory at the first time of asking, and Motherwell have 3 points as well. A really incredible game here at Tynecastle today, and the fans are absolutely delighted. And Budge will be over the moon as well. They want exciting football here. They've certainly got it today. Sam Nicholson then decided the game late on, and our full review will come next. Hearts are winners on their top flight return. Sam Nicholson's goal made it 4-3 to the Jambos. Reaction now, the match winner and Callum Patterson are with Stephen Craigan.
Sam, what a game to start the season.
Aye, brilliant. I mean, it was really important that we started off with a win, and the boys battled it really out. I mean, we were doing well and lost a couple of slack goals. I suppose we were 3-1 up and it sort of went a wee bit. But and we got the 4th goal. It was good. The boys put everything on the line and we've came out with the 3 points.
So what's your overriding emotion? Is it relief or satisfaction?
Satisfaction. I mean, we've worked hard during the pre-season and obviously been gearing up to the start of the season. We wanted to start with a win and we got it. I mean, things you can always work on things in the game and stuff, so we're not too fussed about maybe being a wee bit slack, but that's going to happen at the start of the season. But I thought the boys were a different class today and delighted with the win.
Callum, you got on the score sheet. Is it disappointing though to concede 3 goals at home?
Yeah, of course, as a defender it's always disappointing, but at the end of the day we got the result 4-3. It's a good start to the season and it sets a marker for our team.
If this is the excitement in the first day of the season, is this a sign of things to come from Hearts going forward?
Well, hopefully it's not as exciting as it was today. I mean, losing as many goals as we did, but at least we're scoring, and as long as we score more goals than the opponents, we're going to win games. So just keep doing what we're doing as we started.
Sam, does today give you encouragement that Hearts can challenge at the top end of the table?
I suppose, yeah, we've always got to believe that we can win every game, and I suppose that's got to be the attitude that we're going to go into games with, and if we do that we'll be delighted. But yeah, definitely I think we've got to look to challenge every team in this league. We've got to try and beat everyone at the end of the day, so yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
Well, Sam, you're the man of the match, BT Sport man of the match. Callum, do the honours please.
Cheers. Thank you.
What a game today. Paul Hartley's been watching on the Dundee manager. They're all singing there's one Paul Hartley. I don't think they know they're playing Dundee next week.
Yeah, no, we'll get a bit of stick next week, but second half was absolutely terrific. It was a really open game and some great goals.
And it all started, of course, in that first half with Wanma on his debut. It's exactly what you want, but it's a horrible moment for Brad Mackay, the ex-Jambo.
Yeah, you got to feel sorry for him. Early in the game, you just want to clear your lines, play the game in their half. Bad mistake, but it's still a great finish. Composed, and he was really calm when he got into that area.
Looks as if he looked up and actually saw Manis approaching. It was casual, wasn't it?
Yeah, the goalkeeper comes flying out at him and he just tries to tuck it under him, and it's a good finish. It's a right finish also, underneath him, through his legs, and a great start for Hearts.
Absolutely perfect start for Robbie Nielsen, wasn't it? Stephen Craigan has rejoined us, you'll probably notice. Incredible match. It was 2-0 shortly after into the second half for Hearts as well, and well, they looked really good at this point. You didn't see St Johnstone coming back when they won this penalty, Stephen.
Well, the concerning thing for Tommy Wright is they conceded after 4 minutes in the first half and 6 minutes in the second half, so that's not good. But from a Hearts point of view, they were open, they were expansive. Nicholson got on the ball more, which we didn't do in the first half. Walker got on the ball, but then Alan Manis goes and does a really good save. But Paul, normally forwards follow in. It's normally defenders standing hoping the goalkeeper catches it, and it's always the strikers who seem to go in.
I think you always try and say to your defenders, anticipate that the goalkeeper's going to save it and get in there first. And you say to your strikers, anticipate and don't react. So, you'll be disappointing your defenders there in terms of the reaction of them. He anticipated he was going to spill it, and he finishes it away.
St Johnstone all day long. Joe Shaughnessy caused problems with that long throw in, and then they got back into it when Lappin scored. Neil Alexander was saying foul on him by Liam Craig. What do you think, Stephen?
Well, there was plenty of warning signs in the first half. You know, one that hit the crossbar was bouncing about, and Neil Alexander wasn't comfortable all afternoon. I think you have to be more aggressive. You've got to go against your man, use your body strength. He didn't do that, you know, and for me it wasn't a free kick.
No, and then Callum Patterson scores. Callum Patterson so good in there, wins the first header here for this goal and follows it up really well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's terrific in there, just knocks it inside. I think maybe Tommy a little bit disappointed, he stood off from there. I think Brad Mackay's maybe got to get cover a little bit quicker there, Steve. I think he's got to get across quicker.
You know, I think they're static. The fact that there's 4 St Johnstone players around 2 Hearts players and no one even thinks. I mean, Brad Mackay, you see him in the middle of the picture. You know, he's not covering anybody. He's not marking anybody. He has to try and, you know, be aware of people making runs and people driving into the box. And it was far too easy.
I think
Lovely little ball by Walker, though.
Yeah, great ball. Maybe stands off him too much, but if the midfielder doesn't match the runner, then the defender's got to sniff the danger there.
Defensively, I think both teams a bit to think about after this game.
Well, certainly, you know, Rossi and Augustine will be tested in the future to come. You know, these are the kind of games that, you know, they probably aren't used to where they've came from. Today was a typical Scottish game. Balls in the box, having to win headers, having to make challenges. So it's a learning curve for them. But, you know, certainly I think there'll be relief from Robbie Nielsen that, you know, they've won the game.
They didn't win some of the important headers. John Sutton won a few of them today, and he made it 3-2.
I think it's a great finish, right into the corner. It's a good ball in, left foot. He just glances it and right in the corner. I think it's a typical John Sutton goal.
And they didn't have an awful lot of that last season. They wanted goal scorers coming into the team. They've got 3 in the opening day, and yet they've lost.
Yeah, that's the one thing that Tommy will be disappointed in. They were really strong defensively last year, and they didn't really score a lot of goals, but he'll be disappointed in terms of the goals that they lost, but the goals that they scored he'll be pleased with.
He was over the moon when Graham Cummins, one of the new strikers he brought in during the summer from Exeter, made it 3-3, and it's an instinctive finish. Is he just on here, Stephen?
Well, it's just been in the right place, Darryl. You know, it's about putting the ball in the right area. You know, you speak about crosses from wide areas or throw-ins. Put it in the right area. Go and test the opposition. Ask them questions. Forwards, you're speaking about gambling. Get yourself in the areas. Anticipating is the word that Paul used earlier on. That's exactly what he's doing. Anticipating the ball's going to come off someone. Always expecting it to come to him. He's just onside, which is fine. And at this stage, you really felt as if St Johnstone, you know, were going to be the side who would go on and win the game. But great resilience from Hearts.
At that point, did you think that Hearts would come again, I guess, if you went back into the game? With Sam Nicholson scored that goal right afterwards.
I think with the crowd also, they'll be disappointed. 3-1 up, then it gets back to 3 each. They're roaring them on, but I think Tommy will be disappointed. You get back in the game, you'll take a point away from home. You got on the board, first game of the season, and then you concede sort of straight away again.
We'll see that winning goal in just a second, but now Robbie Nielsen with Derek Ray.
Yes, thanks, Darryl. Robbie, a few people were predicting a narrow win for Hearts today. Not many were predicting 4-3.
It was narrow at the end, but I didn't expect to lose 3 goals. I thought we played quite well in patches. You know, I thought we created a lot of chances, but, you know, 3 bad goals to lose. You know, St Johnstone came here and fought really hard. You know, they made it really difficult for us, and credit to them. It was a real hard fought 3 points.
Was that down to the fact that there were so many new players out there on the pitch, the fact that mistakes were part of the story today?
Yeah, I think, you know, we had a lot of guys that haven't had a lot of pre-season, like Rossi coming in, Wanma, Prince Brabant as well was one that's hardly played at all, hardly trained at all. He trained the last week, and today I thought he was fantastic. He got 90 minutes out of him. He came in at half time and he didn't think he could go on. We asked him to go and give us 10, and he managed to complete the 90. So, you know, the last 30 minutes was really difficult because of the fitness levels, but this game's going to stand him in good stead for going up to Dens Park next week.
The fans were a bit like a 12th man for you today, almost seeing you through in the end.
Yeah, they always are. You know, last season they were magnificent and they've started the same. So, you know, it's great to have that backing, and it really pushes. And, you know, hopefully they enjoyed the game today. I'm sure their nerves have been wrecked a little bit, but it was a good day all in all, good 3 points and a good start to the season.
Just a quick final word about Juanma. He certainly occupied the St Johnstone defenders while he was on the pitch.
Yes, that's the reason we got him. One, he's a good player, but he's got physicality as well. He can hold the ball in, he can link the play, he can challenge, and he causes a lot of problems. And I thought it was fantastic. You know, I thought the first goal, first couple of minutes of the game, there was pressure on him to go through there and score, and he slotted it away great. So I'm really pleased for him.
Congratulations on this opening victory, Robbie.
Thank you.
It certainly was nervy around us here when it went 3-3, but Sam Nicholson eased those nerves a little bit. Man of the match performance, Paul, and he's got so much quality to his game.
Yeah, I thought he played well today, especially second half. Disappointing the cross comes in. I don't think it gets close enough to him, and then you just don't pick him up, but he just guides it in. I think it comes off his shin, but he guides it into the net. The pace is on the ball, yet it comes off his sort of shin. Great finish, to be fair. He's in the right place at the right time.
You're a harsh man. I thought it was a fantastic touch.
Well, it was, from Sam Nicholson. I felt, the longer the game went, the more he grew into it. He started finding pockets of space. He was drifting over the pitch, getting on the ball. Callum Patterson, great delivery again. But from St Johnstone's point of view, you get back to 3-3. You speak about game management, and that's where the experience comes in. Dave Mackay not playing, Fraser Wright not playing, Stephen Anderson would maybe just organise a little bit better and say, do you know what, we'll take a 3-3. We won't leave ourselves exposed. We'll stop crosses, or we'll defend crosses coming into the box, and they get punished.
Yeah, Tommy Wright really missed all of those players. Let's hear from the St Johnstone manager now, also with Derek.
Tommy, mixed emotions after today?
Oh, there's only one emotion, to be fair, Derek. Disappointment, because I think we put a lot into the game and really should have got something out of it. And we've made costly errors at vital stages of the game, getting back in the game and conceding so quickly again. So I'm extremely disappointed for the players, but pleased how we had a lot of possession and created quite a few opportunities away from home. So that's a pleasing point.
Does it underline how important the experienced mainstays are who were missing today?
Yeah, it probably does. With Dave Mackay, Stephen Anderson, are two experienced defenders. But in saying that, the back four I had out today, and the whole team I had out, I was happy enough with them. And really, we just should have done better, on 3 or 4 occasions.
But encouragement based on the fact that you did have the gumption to come back from 3-1 down.
Yeah, we did show a lot of character, and that was important. And that's one thing you can never question about the team. We did show a lot of character, and I say even first half, I thought we were in control of large parts of the game. But unfortunately, we did make that mistake early on. So listen, we'll decipher it, look at the video, and see where we go from here. But I've got to take some positives in terms of scored 3 goals away from home.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you.
Some positives, but maybe not from the defensive point of view. Obviously very disappointing for them there, but Wanma, the new signing for Hearts, caused all sorts of problems for that defence.
Yeah, he's strong, takes it in well, caused them problems, backs in, got his goal, was a good finish. He looks a real handful.
You heard Chris Sutton say in commentary he thinks he could be very effective in this league. Do you agree, Stephen?
Well, he can be, especially here at Tynecastle. The playing surface isn't the biggest. Sometimes when you put it under pressure, you have to go a little bit more direct. I think Hart's done that in the first half at times. He's a physical presence. He can bring others into play. Match fitness, he still looks a little bit short. He's not got blistering pace, but certainly in and around about the box, he can make things happen.
It was a fair old introduction. He was on the ground a few times. He was angry at a few other players as well, a few altercations.
And there's more of that to come. That's a welcome to Scottish football, a few nudges in the back, a few challenges, which you probably don't get abroad. And in different types of football, you probably get more free kicks. But unfortunately here in Scotland, you have to be a little bit tougher.
Yeah, Hearts, 3 points on the board on day 1. What about day 2? Dundee up next. What did you learn today? A bit of a fact-finding mission you were on?
Yeah, I mean, we'll look at the video of today's game and see where we can hurt Hearts in terms of their weakness. But they've got players that can score goals. They're a strong outfit. They're dangerous at set pieces. So we've got to be aware of their threat.
And I know, obviously, of course, they didn't look so good with some of the balls in the air, but you've got a technical team. You don't play that kind of way, do you?
Yeah, if we play like we did yesterday, then I'll be happy. But we know it'll be a different game. Hearts are really strong. Should be a cracking atmosphere also.
What was your feel on opening day for us? It was a cracking start, wasn't it?
The first half was a little bit slow. It really didn't ignite. It was a little bit slow. I think it was both teams trying to suss each other out, not wanting to take any risks in play, going a little bit more direct. But once that second goal went in for Hearts, the play opened up. St Johnstone forced the issue, left gaps for Hearts to play in, then it came back again. So to and fro. If this is a sign for things to come, we're in for a great season.
From the league's point of view, this is what we want to see, isn't it, Paul?
Goals. Yeah, you want to see entertaining football, attacking, and it's got the makings of a cracking season, as Stephen said there.